Thanos was a villain who challenged the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. After him, the only villain capable of challenging Marvel's super soldiers and even gods like Thor was Kang the Conqueror, a multiversal villain who just needed better writing. Kang was a character who, by default, was human, but he had Tony Stark's innovative mind, Thor's godlike powers, and most importantly, he had conquered something no one else could: time itself, the very thing that Loki is currently struggling to control. But we all know Loki will fail in this, because that's how we'll eventually get Avengers, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. However, today we're not talking about Loki or Doctor Doom. We're talking about a character that had immense potential, but was limited to just one movie and 2 series in the MCU, Kang the Conqueror, who truly deserved a better ending. In the first Loki series, we were introduced to a variant of Kang, He Who Remains. He didn't win the last multiversal war by fighting directly, but through sheer intelligence, creating the sacred timeline to prevent another multiversal war. The thing about intelligent people is that even when they give you a choice, they ensure you pick the one they want. Take Loki, for example. He's the god of mischief, yet his story was manipulated in such a way that he became the solution himself. For example, we still don't know why Sylvie was pruned as a child, but if you combine the stories of Loki season 1 and 2, you'll see that Loki's desire to find and save Sylvie brought him closer to He Who Remains' plan. It made him so powerful that he eventually took He Who Remains' place, allowing new timelines to flourish, something Sylvie wanted all along. Mobius, B-15, and OB were also part of his new family. But who orchestrated all of this? A variant of Kang, and he would have returned if Avengers Kang Dynasty had been made. Another variant of Kang appeared in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. This was Kang in his full conqueror mode, unlike He Who Remains, who preferred peace. This version of Kang was ruthless, so much so that even his own variants feared him and exiled him to the quantum realm. They only started their mission to take over the multiverse after confirming his death. Call it fear or respect. That's for you to decide. I also want to understand the motives of the other Kang variants, such as Ramatut, Scarlet Centurion, and Immortus, which remain a mystery. A mystery that could also explain why we didn't see the X-Men in the MCU until after Phase 3. The actual reason was obviously copyright issues, but imagine if the storyline revealed that the X-Men played a crucial role in defeating Kang. Maybe that's why Kang's variants, particularly Pharaoh Ramatut, eliminated Ansaba Nur, Apocalypse, as a child and wiped out potential mutants to prevent the Age of Mutants from ever happening. But now, with Loki acting as the guardian of the multiverse is thriving, and the X-Men are being born. If that's the case, then it makes sense that Kang's variants were working together to eliminate every possible threat to maintain their rule. I'm just a friendly neighborhood superhero fan, sharing the possibilities I see. But imagine how the writers could have made this even better. Iron Lad and Prime Kang could have been game-changing characters in Kang Dynasty. But now we'll never know, only because the actor playing Kang lacked basic manners. There's no doubt that Jonathan Majors is a great actor who won fans over with his performance. But he's not irreplaceable. The MCU was building up Kang as the central villain of the Multiverse saga, with almost every Marvel character somehow connected to him. That's why I believe Kang should have been recast. That way, not only would Kang have gotten the conclusion he deserved, but other characters would have as well. Who were the 10 rings from Shang-Chi sending a signal to? How did Kamala's bangles possess such powerful time travel abilities that they could create a crack between 2 universes? We'll never know. If these questions were meant to be answered, then Shang-Chi 2 would have already been officially announced, and the Marvels wouldn't have erased Kang's presence from the narrative. Kamala used her bangle to time travel to the past, something that could have been incredibly useful for the Avengers in Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. This proves that Kang's storyline was carefully woven. If only it had been completed by recasting Kang, we fans would have had a blast and experienced another Infinity War and Endgame level event. But that's not happening anymore. The blame for Quantumania's failure was put on Kang, when in reality, the problem was the movie's writing, not the character. Even MODOK was turned into a joke, and Cassie Lang was portrayed as smarter than Hank Pym, an established scientist who was made to look dumb until the final act, where he finally got his moment to shine like Ant-Man. This version of Kang had defeated even powerful Avengers like Thor. Yet in Quantumania, he failed to leave a lasting impact. That's why people started underestimating Kang. But he could have made a comeback in Kang Dynasty. Imagine if that same Kang put Ant-Man in his place by killing his daughter or Janet, showing how ruthless he truly was. The impact would have been even bigger if Kang shattered the timeline with his attack, like the glimpse we saw in Loki, something even Loki himself couldn't prevent. This would have solidified Kang as a monstrous threat. To counter this, Loki could have secretly assembled a team of Avengers, sending them on different missions in Secret Wars. Unlike Thanos, Kang is a villain you can't just fight head-on and defeat. He's a time-traveling villain who must be beaten at every key moment in time, simultaneously, so the Avengers even stand a chance at winning. This would have kept us on the edge of our seats, just like in Infinity War, where different teams were trying to stop Thanos across different locations. The only difference would be that this time, each team would be fighting a different Kang variant to weaken the Prime Kang, leading to a final battle where they all unite against him. I believe the title Secret Wars might actually be a diversion. While we expect it to follow the comics, in the MCU, Secret Wars could refer to a secret operation against Kang's variants, attacking them across different timelines to catch them off guard. Something similar might happen with Doctor Doom as well, because the multiversal war problem still hasn't been resolved. That's why incursions are happening, and Doctor Doom might fix it by triggering Doomsday. But instead of directly introducing Doctor Doom in Doomsday, I'd rather see Kang versus Doom first. It could be revealed that Doom was the mastermind behind everything from the very beginning. Outsmarting a time traveler to the point where even time travel can't help him would establish Doctor Doom's legacy. A dialogue from Doctor Doom appreciating Kang's intelligence would also give Kang the respect he deserves. Whether in comics or animated series, Kang has always been portrayed as a major threat, capable of outsmarting both Avengers' heavy hitters like Thor and Hulk, and geniuses like Tony Stark. Even in animated shows, Marvel never used just one episode to showcase Kang. They always dedicated at least 2 episodes, emphasizing how complex a villain he is. Kang's depth, emotional conflicts, and multiversal journey deserve better exploration. If Thanos had been directly shown fighting Ant-Man or a similar superhero and lost, he too would have been dismissed. If Kang had been teased slowly, like Thanos, the story today would be very different. If he ever returns in the future, he could still become a larger-than-life villain, challenging the entire MCU. But the good news is that, for now, we have Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom to look forward to.